All right, dudes. Today is going to be a little bit different than what we normally do because of the fact that we are going to try out the welder that I got. And I showed you guys not that long ago, I had a 220 outlet added in here, and just for the purpose of welding. And I went and bought, I know, trash on me if you want, but I did buy a Harbor Freight welder. This is the Titanium 200, and I watched YouTube videos, reviews on this, and everybody says it's great, and it does so much. You can run it 110 or 220. You can MIG, TIG, and stick weld with this thing. Obviously, it's not going to be amazing probably for the TIG, but because it doesn't have a pedal or anything, it's just one set voltage for the TIG welding, but I think it's still going to be good enough to learn on. So, and this thing right here, oh my gosh, it is so light and easy to move around. So we're going to give that a try. We're going to find out if someone like me who doesn't weld can pick up a welder like this and just start welding good stuff. So that's going to be the goal today. Picked up some cheap gloves. I already had a helmet from my other little cheap welder. I only bought a small container of gas because that right there, that was $135 for just that bottle, and it's supposed to last like 2 hours. I figured I don't have a lot of mild steel stuff to weld, but I do want to be able to weld stainless for when I start making turbo piping. And to get a stainless bottle, that's going to be like $170 or $80 filled. So the filling of this was only actually like $18, but I had to buy the bottle, and that's kind of like the same thing. Once you get the initial cost of buying the bottle out of the way, then it should be way more affordable. Michael Scott, jeez, can you freaking talk louder, dude? Okay, so yeah, we're gonna hook this thing up, give it a try, and what we're testing it out on are these piles. When I was doing my install for my bumper on the Nova, these were in the way. These rock sliders are always in the way. I kick them, they knock over. They're literally always in the way, and they have been for over 3 years. So I am going to prep those, and we are going to use them welder for the first time, welding them on to the 4runner. So 2 things. Let's get to it. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is throw away everything in my garage because everything is in my way, ticking me off. I am so cluttered right now, I freaking hate it. Makes me just wanna like whoosh and start over fresh. Jeez, this is like so obnoxious. Anyways, I cleared out just enough room to get this slider up here. And I'm gonna go ahead, hey, little buddy. I'm gonna go ahead and take the flapper wheel and take these edges off where we're gonna weld, because this is powder coated. So probably gonna take these sides, because I'm not gonna weld all around. There's really no need to. My last set of sliders I only did the sides, and they were on there so good you could lift the vehicle without a problem. So I think over the top and bottom is a little overkill, so I'm just gonna do the sides. So I'm gonna prep the sides on all those, and then we're gonna mock it up with my non-Harbor Freight jack stands that I got now, and we're gonna get it mocked up there, mark the frame where the frame needs to be prepped, pull it down, prep the frame, and then clamp it up there for good and weld it. And Welder is, for the most part, all set up. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. I got lines. Here, there, and there. So now I'm just gonna take the flapper wheel and clean up the frames pretty generously on both sides of that line. That way, I got a clean surface to weld to. So, frame is prepped. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. So now I need to put the slider back up there, clamp it to the frame, tack it, double check, and then fully weld it. So almost to the fun part. Okay, right into our first little problems. Hitting right there, and then it's so close to the pinch weld. Last time I put some of these on, I actually cut the pinch weld wherever the support bars were and folded it up. So I think I'm gonna have to do that again. So now I'm gonna get the Sharpie out, mark what needs to be cut it, and then this is kind of about where it's gonna sit. Okay, sorry, we just got this machine up. We were having trouble figuring out, we couldn't get the wire to move, and I realized we had it on the wrong switch, but it's all set up. Caleb just did his very first spot on it, and I think it came out awesome. So that was literally pull the trigger, turn the dial up just a hair more, and then it did that. So now I just need to count that as a spot weld, go in the back, make sure that it's right where I want it, and then we'll go ahead and tack in the back. Are you boogering it up down there? Are you boogering it up down there?
No.
Okay, we'll let him, oh, jeez. Let him do some welding and then we'll come back and check. Sounds like it's got some nice crackle to it.
Yeah. I need to hit the top half again though.
Okay, this slider is on. I'm happy with this welder. Are you happy with it? So, I'm just gonna show you guys for transparency. Don't look at that. He wasn't supposed to weld that because that had powder coating on it, but right there, right there, little goobers. But overall, geez, hold on. I would say for that being my first time really welding anything like that, legit my first time welding anything like structural like that, I'm super happy with the welds. Caleb actually took one welding class in high school, and so he jumped right in and was able to get some good welds in there too. And then he was able to kind of tell me where like I was going too fast or too slow, or but the welder itself barely needed any adjusting from the chart that it gives you. So based off of that, it barely needed any adjustment. Just listen for like the sizzling, crackling, and Caleb just kind of made a quick little tweak here and there, and like every once in a while, and it was totally fine. So super happy with that. I feel like anybody can get that and start welding. I don't know if I necessarily start welding on stuff like this, but maybe getting like some scrap pieces and testing first. But this sucker's good. Now I just have to do the other side. This took for freaking ever.
Looks like I slipped in the mud.
Little weld burns. Okay, second one's on. Give it a test. Step on the back part. Oh yeah, they're good. We got the second one welded on like in half the time, so we weren't as careful. We just like zipped them on because once that thing gets going, it works good. So super happy with that, and happy with how the bars came out. And I'll give you an outside shot here in a second. I just need to clean up, get some cars moved around. There it is. Gotta tell you, I'm beat, I'm tired, but it feels good to get a project like that that's been sitting around for years done and out of the way. And it feels good to know that that welder worked really good, and I'm super happy with it. And it really just made welding easy, because all the time that it took to put those in there, it was literally like 10 minutes of welding each side and it was done. And for me being the total noob that I'm on welding, I was pretty happy with some of those welds. Even though they're like, a lot of you guys are looking at them going, those are pretty boogery. I'm pretty stoked about them. So I feel like if I can just keep on welding stuff, it'll get better. But that's my plan, is to weld up turbo stuff. But thankful to have the rock sliders done. Now they're not in the way, and I'm not gonna be tripping on them every time I come in the garage. So yeah, I'm stoked.